What if I told you that the hardest battles are the ones that no one sees, the ones fought in silence, the ones that don't come with medals, applause, or any kind of recognition? Because let's be honest, everyone is fighting something. Some people wear their battles on their sleeves. Others, they keep them locked away, hidden behind smiles, hidden behind casual small talk, and hidden behind the quiet "I'm fine" that no one else questions. Maybe your war is the weight of expectations pressing down on your shoulders. Maybe it's the exhaustion of pretending to be okay when deep down you feel like you're unraveling. Maybe it's waking up every morning and wondering if today's going to be any different. Or maybe it's that sin you're struggling with, that temptation you're trying to defeat. If that's you, I want you to hear this. I hope you win the war you tell no one about. We live in a world where struggles are expected to be temporary, where pain is supposed to be something you get over quickly, and where the phrase, "just stay positive," is thrown around like a magic cure for everything. But life doesn't work that way. Some battles are quick, some wounds don't heal overnight, and some days, no matter how hard you try, you just don't have it in you to pretend anymore. Maybe your battle is anxiety, the kind that makes your heart race over things no one else seems to worry about, the kind that keeps you up at night replaying conversations, overanalyzing, and convincing yourself you're a burden to the people around you. Or maybe it's depression, the kind that doesn't always look like sadness, but more like emptiness, the kind that makes even the simplest tasks feel impossible, that convinces you no one would notice if you just disappeared for a while. Or maybe your war is something else, a toxic relationship, financial struggles, the pressure to be perfect, the fear of failing, or even the quiet realization that the life you're living isn't the life you dreamed of. And yet you keep going, you wake up, you push forward, and you show up, even when it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. That, in and of itself, is a victory. So why do we hide it? Why do we feel like we have to fight these wars alone? Maybe it's because we're scared of being judged. We worry that if people knew what we were really dealing with, they would see us differently. They'd see us as weak, broken, unworthy. Or maybe it's because we've tried to open up before and it didn't go well. We were met with awkward silence, dismissive advice, or worse, people who simply didn't care. Or maybe deep down, we believe our pain isn't bad enough to talk about. We compare our struggles to others and tell ourselves someone has it worse. So we push our feelings down, convincing ourselves we should be grateful, that we should just be happy, that we don't have a right to feel the way we do. But here's the truth. Pain is not a competition. Your struggles are real. Your feelings are valid. And just because someone else is going through something worse doesn't mean what you're facing isn't hard. You don't have to justify your pain, and you don't have to fight it alone. But let's talk about winning. Because when you're in the middle of the fight, when you're exhausted, overwhelmed, and questioning everything, you might not even know what victory looks like. So let's redefine it. Winning isn't always about conquering your struggles overnight. It's not always about dramatic transformations or picture perfect endings like you might see on social media. Sometimes winning is simply holding on. If you got out of bed today despite feeling like you couldn't, you've won. If you've pushed through anxiety and did the thing that scared you, you've won. If you chose to stay when your mind told you to disappear, you've won. If you showed up for yourself even in the smallest way, you've won. Because survival is a victory, and some days that's enough. But let me take it one step further. What if, instead of just surviving, you allowed yourself to hope again? Hope is tricky. When you've been fighting for so long, hope feels dangerous. It can whisper, things get better, then experience makes you doubt that. But here's the thing. Hope isn't about ignoring reality. It's not pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Hope is simply the belief that this is not the end of your story. That whatever you're facing right now, it will not define you. It will not break you. It will not be the thing that keeps you from becoming who you were meant to be, because the war you're fighting, it will not last forever. Battles end, wounds heal, and one day you'll look back and realize that the person you became because of this fight is stronger than you ever thought possible. But before you go back to fighting in silence, let me say this: you don't have to do this alone. I know it's hard. Letting people in is terrifying, but carrying everything on your own, that's exhausting. Maybe there's someone in your life who would listen if you let them. Maybe there's someone who would understand more than you think. And even if there's not, there are people out there who care. People who have fought their own battles and come out the other side. People who will remind you that you're not weak for struggling and you're not broken for feeling lost. You don't have to tell the whole world, but tell someone, because the moment you stop fighting alone is the moment you start winning in ways you never imagined. If no one has told you this lately, let me be the one to say it. You are stronger than you think. You are worthy of love and support. You are not alone. Whatever war it is that you're fighting, I hope you win. And not just survive, I truly hope you win. I hope you find peace. I hope you find healing. I hope you wake up one day and realize the storm has passed and the sun is shining again. Until then, keep going, one step, one breath, one day at a time, because you're not done yet. Stay humble, be blessed, and keep going. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.